If there were a Samuel L. Jackson tour of Chattanooga, where would the stops be? 5 years ago tonight, we showed you in a special report. Now, the idea back then was there wasn't much in town to honor the Hollywood icon in his own hometown. But Chattanooga's relations with the actor have changed for the better since then. He donated funds to Orchard Knob Elementary as part of a national school campaign. And of course, he came home to MC the Fallen Five tribute last fall. So let's revisit that Jackson tour for our Thursday throwback.
Samuel L. Jackson grew up on Lookout Street in Chattanooga. One of his aunts and some of his first cousins still live in town.
We lived at that time at an early age just 2 streets over, and Sam lived with my grandparents. So when I would go over and visit, you know, it was fun. We were little kids and we enjoyed growing up and playing here in Chattanooga.
Growing up with Sam, it was like, he was like another brother because he was always at our house, laying around in the refrigerator. Things like that, you know. We teased each other a lot, and he was a real fun person back then, and he still is. He has a great sense of humor.
Sam is my nephew. I've been in the family for over 50 years. We've always had Thanksgiving dinner together. We'd have Christmas breakfast at his mother's house and Christmas dinner at my house all these years up until Sam went off to college.
Jackson attended East 5th Street School and Riverside High, where he also played in the band before leaving for Morehouse College in Atlanta.
I taught Samuel L. Jackson at East 5th Street and Riverside High School. He was a good student. He had to be mannerable with me. Because I knew his grandparents, his parents, and we went to the same church. I was his Sunday school teacher for years. He was a good student. He got his work, no doubt about that. I remember he received a grade he didn't like one time from science teacher or somebody. Sam was going down the hall to see her. I stopped. But now, I didn't teach him. You know, I didn't expect him to use the language that he used.
I met Sam when he was about 7 or 8 years old, but actually our families knew each other. Fun-loving, smart, very much of a risk-taker. I'll tell you a story. He used to jump in the Tennessee River behind Hunter Museum and swim out to that island and swim back when he was a kid.
We were always in church together. I grew up in Wiley Church, and so did he. So I'm almost sure that that's where we first met when he was a small child. In fact, he came back to Wiley Church one Sunday after he had done a bunch of movies and so forth, and I interviewed him for Point of View, the same show that I'm doing now.
All the people there just loved him, and he loved the church, and I just feel like they did so much for him.
Jackson still returns to Chattanooga from time to time to visit family and friends.
Yeah, he kind of eases in and gives me a call, and I'll go and meet him, and we'll hang out for a little while, and then, you know, he's back out.
Sometimes he just surprises us, and we don't even know he's going to be here. We'll look up, and he's pulling up. Yeah. So, yeah, he does come back and visit. He is proud of Chattanooga. He's proud of Riverside and the church he grew up with, which was Wiley Memorial, and all the teachers and people that helped put him where he is today. Yeah. He likes to attribute that to them.
And a lot of them want to see more than just this temporary mural to honor him in his hometown. In Chattanooga, Nordia Epps, WDEF News 12.
Stick around. We'll be right back to wrap up the show.